fight, actually the morning of the fight in those days, spoke to Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali. The history and the legendary history of Madison Square Garden continues. A sold-out event tomorrow night. So now the official weigh-in. Let's meet the fighters and bring them to the
weigh-in show, no doubt about it, as we return to the stage here live at the theater.
Now, Devin Haney was there. They was there with Eddie Hearn and Sergio Mora. It's a tale of what's going to happen. You know, Teofimo didn't fare well when he fought against southpaws. So, you know, it's going to be a tricky fight for him. He's going to try to use his size. He definitely got a size advantage. So let's see what happens when he tries to bull rush Stevenson and beat him to angles using speed and unorthodox rhythm. Now, that fight took place in the crowd with Devin Haney's dad was down there too, with Bill Haney. Some people were going, you know, throwing hands and stuff down there. So it was a bit different. So right when they're having the conversation, that's when it gets crazy.
There, I can't wait.
Hey Eddie, it must be really good to see someone that promotes himself. It makes your job easier.
All of them. You know, Keyshawn, Shusha. Like, this is what we want. This is what gets people excited. I'm up there, I'm pumped. The crowd in here are pumped. The energy's on another level. This is what you want from a fighter. And this is high stakes, right? The main room sold out, Madison Square Garden, World Championships on the line, Ring Magazine's on it. You can't get excited for this. You know, but this is, whoa.
Oh, dang. Whoa, we got a freaking riot right here by the stage. A free fight here at Madison Square Garden. Who's involved? All right. Oh, Bill Haney right in the middle of it. Hold on a second. All right. My producer's telling me to ignore that. It's getting knocked out right behind us. All right. Devin's over there checking on his dad.
Look, Devin, man, he's so focused on that. They got a fight going on outside the ring where Bill Haney is. We don't get more information on that when it happens. Well, it seems like a majority of you guys are taking Shakur Stevenson. My thing is, it's difficult. This is his first fight at the weight class. I like how he's filling out at the weight class. I think 140 is right where he should be at max. He shouldn't fight at 147. I believe he's a 140-pound fighter, Stevenson. That's exactly where he needs to be. This is where I thought he would max out at his career. I thought 135, he would fight at probably 30 and 35 and then max out at probably 140. And then if he do 47, fight small welterweights. Well, Teofimo, you never know which style he's going to use, but he's there to be hit. Hey, what's up, Wes? I ain't seen you in a while. Long time. Who's the next pound for pound king now that Bud's retired? That's up in the air. That's up in the air. I mean, if it isn't Usyk, I don't know who is. could Stevenson be that? It's up for grabs. I mean, you got Devin Haney up there. You got all these guys up there for the actual title. But that's what I mean. Nobody has really put themselves like I'm the number 2 or the next guy up, because these guys aren't really fighting each other. So right now you got Inouye up there. You got Tank Davis going to jail, and he's not fighting anybody. He's just doing showcase fights. He doesn't care about being pound for pound. At this time, I just feel that the stage is set. There's nothing else more to say. There's nothing else more to be done. It's just time to fight. Well, the thing is that I don't think Shakur can hurt him, per se. You know, I don't think this is a situation where he's going to hurt him. But he's going to pretty much give him a boxing lesson. Well, there's a lot of different issues out there. You know, when you see Teofimo Lopez talking about the fights he had, how he thinks it's going to go, and what the style you got to do, is Teofimo really willing to sell out to try to bully Shakur Stevenson? And that could be a mistake, because he doesn't really know how he's going to hit. Shakur, one thing about him is he's sharper than Teo. Tito is not a sharp puncher. He's an active fighter. When you're an active puncher, you throw punches from different angles, and he's more like a Roy Jones type fighter, where he fights on rhythm and on his own pace and throws flurries, but he has lulls in the fight where he's very inactive because he exerts himself fighting on energy rather than conserving it. He's fighting in spots. And for this fight, I think he's going to want to try to prove a point, but he can't be silly, because sometimes he fights with his chin straight up in the air, unprotected, and he doesn't have the vision that Stevenson has. Now, the thing with Teofimo, when he's doing all that showboat stuff, all you got to do is jab him right in the face. No, southpaws give him a tough fight from footwork and everything, you know. Teofimo Lopez could come out and try to go for the knockout. He learned that against Kambosos. That wasn't a good thing. When you try to bully him and you're loading up to throw a punch, you know, you telegraph a lot of your shots. You don't disguise anything. Eventually you can get caught. You can get dropped. Devin Haney and Teofimo was supposed to fight, but the fight didn't go. You know, he lost to Kambosos, and he got the belt back from Kambosos. And once he did that, you know, things changed and turned around. Well, Teo has to fight at angles. You just can't come in there loosey-goosey with your head basically leaning forward. He puts too much weight on his front foot sometimes when he's getting ready to jab. You know exactly when he's going to jab. You know exactly when he's going to throw the right hand. He'll come out throwing hooks and right hands early to try to be assertive. And then he leaves his arms down. His right hand is always low. It's really on the plate for Teofimo Lopez to be embarrassed by Shakur should be target practice. It should be target practice. It really is. Yeah, he's off balance because he fights like an athletic, like a basketball player or a soccer player wanting to be a boxer. Now, he's very effective in what he does because he knows how to set up one big shot. He's always going for a home run ball. He's trying to get the right hand home. That's his money punches, the right hand. But he telegraphs it so much that he forgets defense. Now, ever since the Kambosos fight, he's been a little bit leery about doing that. But he was doing this fighting lesser opponents. Remember, he was the TikTok fighter? I would be surprised if Devin knocked him down because he's the bigger fighter. When you're the bigger fighter, you somehow thinking that you got a power advantage. But sometimes that don't matter. The strongest guy don't normally win the fight. It's how you're going to deal with someone pressuring you. And if you're going to pressure somebody like Shakur Stevenson, I keep getting him mixed up with Shedeur Sanders. It's just getting crazy. Every time I can't even say Shakur no more. Well, he's going to have difficulties because he doesn't fight a lot of southpaws, and they give him problems. So when you start seeing activities, and I've been watching the fights, going back, getting refreshed, seeing all the mistakes Tito makes, keeping his right hand low. Even when he's coming in, he goes high guard. Or if he's not doing high guard, he normally goes high guard, or the punches are coming too low. His hands are dropped down by his waist. So it's like ridiculous. It's either here or here, here or here, here or here. Or he does this and turn away. That's Teofimo's defense. The thing with Shakur Stevenson that makes it even more difficult is how his approach is. His approach is entirely different than anybody you probably have ever seen in this position. Teofimo will take advantage of him if he goes against the ropes. He can't rest on the ropes in this fight. If he lands on the ropes and thinks he's going to be okay, that's a bad idea. Because now he knows how to box you in and use foot movement to get you to react to a feint so he could throw a jab and a right hand over the top of your jab. You'll think something is there, and he's setting you up, baiting you to throw the jab. So if you're on the ropes thinking you're going to throw a little soft jab out there, the filler jab, no, you got to put something on it. When you think something's there and you shoot that left, he's going to counter you with the right hand if you're leaning on the ropes. He's going to crack you. So you can't fall for that trap. He's going to step over and try to do a 1-2 and come over with your jab with his right hand. That's what Teo's waiting for. He's waiting for you to throw that lazy left. And that's what he can't do. Can't start throwing lazy just to make contact hits. And he's waiting for you to try that on him. When you're on the ropes and you're watching everything he does, he wants you. He's going to feint you like it's open, and you're going to throw that left, and you're not going to put enough on it, and it's going to, boom, come right over the top and make you put those earmuffs up. So you can't fall asleep because he's going to crack you with it. You can't play that game. You can get away with that in the amateurs. You can't do it in the pros. Why what Teo was doing wasn't good. Seeing him exert all that energy, what it does is it zaps you. You're putting all this stress on your legs. You're burning your legs out. You're supposed to save everything for the fight. That's what's important. Not all this dancing in the ring, this flipping. You're doing way more things than you need to do. Your legs is one of the most important factors in a fight. You know, you need to have your legs. Without them, I don't know what to tell you. Bill Haney talking about the fight that happened in the ring.
Teofimo just came. I mean, shit. You already kind of tell what the fight will look like. I mean, look like you went the other way, but listen, you still got an opportunity when you go have your business right here. You know, me and you in the DM, correct? And you know, you told me that you could look like an opportunity. I believe you. I'm not saying that will be done. The same thing that we talked about, you going to do in the DM before you get your ass. You promise? You promise. You promote. Oh, well, I got you. Listen, at the end, I got your word on it. I'll just send it on. Look, I'm like this, okay? Is this the next fight possibly for Devin? He's on his piece. Listen.
Yeah, man, they all watching this. It's crazy. Keyshawn David and Shoo Shoo. Shoo Shoo, I think, is going to put on a performance. Keyshawn is I think he's going to win by knockout. I would say in about 6 rounds. Keyshawn will win by knockout in about 6 rounds. Shoo Shoo, dominant. He's going to look real good for a while. Mm-hmm. They pulled one fight off. One fight is off the card completely. Yeah, Carrington is something else, man. Watching old Shoo Shoo move, man. This is a big step up for him. Oh, yeah. Looking at those betting lines, oh, that's crazy. Well, that's on Shador. Shador can't, like what you said, Shador cannot start flat. He can't be watching. Right. When you sitting back watching, That's not good for you. You ever see a guy that just all he's doing is watching? Sometimes Shakur Stevenson gets caught because he sits there and he watches. He studies too long. Big Baby Miller is going to win. Carrington is going to win. Keyshawn's going to knock out Ortiz. Castro don't have a chance. Carrington's going to beat him. Keyshawn's going to win. Shakur Stevenson is going to win against Teofimo Lopez. Even though more people are betting on him, they're betting on Teofimo Lopez after the weigh-in. So he's plus 225 right now. I'm like, okay, go on and lose your money if you want to. I have Shakur Stevenson winning by unanimous decision. It should be unanimous. Shouldn't even be a split. I think he wins, 7 rounds, maybe 8 rounds. I mean, maybe 4, maybe 8-4. I say 8-4 in the fight. Scoring the rounds, 8 rounds-4 for Teofimo Lopez opponent, Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, of course. He's aware that he's going to come out. He's aware that he's going to come out. Yes, we will see. Well, things got crazy. So remember when I was showing y'all the brawl that happened?
Teofimo, what are you expecting from that fight? Listen, the energy that Teofimo just came. I mean, shit. You already kind of tell what the fight gonna look like.
I feel like Shakur got in Teofimo's skin.
Hey, press conference. I mean, look like you went the other way. But listen, you still got an opportunity when you go handle your business right here, because you know me and you in the DM, correct? And you know you told me that you would look like an opportunity. I believe you.
And I'm not Jermaine. That what we doing?
The same thing that we talked about we were going to do in the DMs before you picked Jermaine.
2026, we doing it.
You promise?
Remember, you promised. You the promoter.
Well, I got you. Listen, in the DMs, I got your word on it. All right, just stand on it. Good luck, handle that business, okay?
Yes,
all right.
Bill, is this the next fight possibly for Devin if Keyshawn Davis beats?
Listen. You handle that business. You got something up, don't you? Yeah. All right. You handle that business, man.
BT boys in town.
It's the real gentleman of the game right here. He's paved the way for guys like Devin, inside the ring and outside the ring, but more importantly, outside the ring. He's a champion. Oh, shit. This way. I think I got this way. This way. Come on, this way. This way. Go. Going that way, boss.
Man. Yeah, it's crazy there, man. I'm telling you, it is going crazy at this fight. Dog, everybody in there ready to get out. Everybody in there fighting. So it's like everybody throwing in. The little light-skinned dude was throwing uppercuts. He was, I'm telling you, they pumped. They pumped. Yes, I did do my prediction. Shakur Stevenson wins 8 rounds to 4. I don't see the fight really being as competitive as people think. I think early on he's going to try to impose his will and strength. And once Teo realizes that that's going to dissipate, and then he's going to be fighting in spots, he's in trouble. Yeah, I would love to see it play out. They said Floyd was boring to watch. If you like boxing, it's not boring to watch. Well, Teo's going to run out of gas during the fight because his problem is he fights with emotion. No, so when you fight with emotion, normally you gas out before you really get a chance to do the things you need or want to do. Like you fight, it's like having that, you know, how that excitement, adrenaline rushing, you had that energy, then you crash. Teofimo Lopez is a reflex fighter. Remind you of a lot of Roy Jones. It's not real technical boxing. It's reflex fighting. Yeah, he's a good athlete, but athleticism can only get you so far. When you go up against real boxers and real that got talent that can neutralize your athleticism, then then you got to be forced to rely on your boxing ability to get you through. And if you can't do that, then you're stuck. That's why when Roy got older, Roy reflexes slowed. He still had speed, but his reflexes were slow. And when his reflex slowed, he couldn't get out of the way of them shots and all that stuff he used to do. Clip! Roy was asleep. Now, he always show up in big fights, right? Teofimo Lopez, he show up. Like with Lomachenko. They were like, you was wrong with Lomachenko. I was like, no, I thought Lomachenko was going to get there, you know? Athleticism and power and try to bully Shakur Stevenson for the win. Gabriel Rosado, another guy who was a hard fighter, tough fighter out of Philly. You know, he fought in a lot of wars. His thing is he just fought with grit. That's all he knew how to do. Oh, I've already bet it. Matter of fact, oh, damn, let me reset this. Reset everything. Close it all down. Let me get all this stuff out. I had too many windows open. All right. Yeah, the bet's down, man. We got Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Carrington, Jared Miller. Yeah, we set. We are good to go. No, it's a lot of miscommunication and misunderstanding that goes on with a lot of these boxers, man. He said, I can't believe I said that. Well, you're gonna see how Stevenson actually looks going up in weight. I think he looks good to me at that weight. He's the sharper puncher. So I think the body punching by Stevenson is gonna surprise Teofimo. If you're Teofimo to win the fight, what you have to do is break down Shakur Stevenson from the body. You have to oppose your will on him. Get him to lay on the ropes so you can go to his body. His body don't move. Punish him to the body. Be physical with him. Make him sit around and have to think about what it is that you're doing and try to figure you out. Because by the time he does that, you're going to be 2-3 rounds up in the fight. You want to have that advantage. If you're Stevenson, deal with what you want to do is deal with the adverse situations. When his coming out storming, deal with the storm. Once the storm slows down and calm, then you start dictating and pick him apart, and he won't be able to get back in the fight. The fight will be over. This was a crazy weigh-in. Well, Gabriel Rosado is a guy that, he had to have a job. He didn't come up with the right boxing coach. Who knows what his career could have been, had he had to just dedicate himself to boxing 24/7. But by the time he was able to do that, where he could just box full time, he was already battle worn and been in fighting Triple G's and all these guys that he was outmatched. And by the time he got with like Freddie Roach and all these guys, he's already stuck in his ways as a fighter. So. I mean, he's been in wars. See, that's the thing about a lot of Philly fighters. They crush themselves in the gym sparring. So by the time fight come around, it's like, how long is their career gonna be? They've been in knockout dragouts and wars, like dogs destroying each other in sparring. It's like, dude, you're not getting paid and you destroying yourself in here. Daryl, what in the world are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's what's killing me. He said, my brother told me that. Yeah, your brother was in a whole bunch of shit, probably. See, here's the thing. If it's a secret, why am I telling my friend? You see that's the problem right there. If it's a secret, then you shouldn't be talking about it. Whatever it is, right. If it's a secret, you don't talk about it. Like if somebody told me, like, yo, this is a secret, this is private, it never comes out. You'll never hear it. 9 times out of 10, I might even forget you told me it. That's how far it'll be out of my brain. But if it's something that's just general, and then we'll bring it up, then that's different. Oh, that's a motto. He was working with Vargas people while he was out there. I just think there's a lot to fix with Tio. It's a lot to fix with him. But then again, it's like, where do you start? Because it's like, if you make this guy a fundamental fighter and you try to make Teofimo like that, work behind the jab, you can ruin him. It's just like when Emmanuel Stewart started working with Prince Ahmed. That ruined him. He didn't need Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel Stewart made him more stationary, telling you need to throw body punches, and he's getting hit more. I'm like, that's not his style is not made to sit down on punches like that. His style is to be free flowing, and his defense is there. You got him sitting right there taking shots. Oh, Prince Ahmed wanted to work up to a big fight with Floyd Mayweather. And that would have been a great fight for Floyd. Floyd would have dusted him. Easy. It would have been easy. As great as the Prince was, he couldn't deal with Floyd at all. Not at 130 pounds. Are you kidding? He was a featherweight going up to 130. He'd been destroyed. Floyd would have knocked him completely out. Of course, Tank ducked Lamont. I told you he was gonna duck Lamont. I said he's not gonna take that fight on. So Keyshawn Davis win. We should have Keyshawn versus hell no. How is Dana White gonna take over boxing? He's too stupid. Look, they already messed it up. Did they have their first card yet? This Zuffa boxing thing. It's like, are you kidding me? They still trying to do this crap. He trying to make UFC into boxing, make boxing UFC. I mean, these idiots have taken everything away from the fighters. They fighting for less money. Yeah. Good luck with the endorsement on the trunks. Can't do that. Not in Zuffa boxing. You got to wear Zuffa trunks. They give you your own shorts. Well, a lot of people think that, Teofimo, he says a bunch of stuff, disrespecting black fighters and saying crazy stuff. He was just talking shit. That was it. But he's not a racist person at all. Completely not. He just be talking shit, and sometimes you cross the line, you'd be like, hey, look, dude, there's certain shit you can't say. Stevenson's not going to waste punches. He's going to punch sharp. He's going to see the openings. This is why he was working with Bud Crawford, so Bud could tell him what he see with Teo. And he's telling him exactly everything that he sees. And he's saying, you're going to see it too. See, with an experienced fighter who's fundamentally sound, like Crawford, is going to tell you, this person is here, this person is there, I know what to do, this angle, that angle. You'll pay attention to it. He'll tell you, hey, when his shoulder dipped this way, it goes down, then you know what that means. If this arm goes up too hard for the swing, you know what that means. When you try to see him go low with a jab and then come up top, like if he does this here, you know what he's going to do. He's going to come out. He's letting you know he's going to throw the uppercut. If he come like this, if he does this style here, Teofimo does this, you know he's going to try to shoot an uppercut. It's like I've seen Teofimo Lopez or Teo. I've seen him fight so many times that I know exactly what he's going to do. So if I know that, they know that. So anyway, man, I'm going to get up out of here. Thank y'all, man, and enjoy the fights. Hope y'all win